Hello, it's Chris from Cricut. Today I'm going to show you how to use the Cricut Foil Transfer tool. We'll make this project here, which is a gift tag. And here's what you'll need to make the project: the Cricut Foil Transfer kit, foil transfer sheets, a roller, some cardstock, a mat, and an Explorer or a Maker. We'll start in Design Space, search for a gift tag here, pull one up, and I'm going to turn it blue because that's the color cardstock I have, and it also shows up the foil very well. Next I'm going to search for hearts, and you can see here I'm using the filter on the left to search for draw images, which is really what you want to look for when you're looking to use the foil transfer tool. As you'll see in the video, the tool really presses the foil about the thickness of a draw line into the base material. Now that I've duplicated the hearts, I'm going to select the top one, go under Line Type to Foil, and select Fine. And you can see that we've got a gold color for that top heart. And I'll select the second one, go down to Foil under Line Type again, and select Bold. I'm going to turn that silver. And now we have two different line types and two different colors in the same project. Next, I'll select the entire tag and tap Attach in the bottom right so that we get the entire project on the same mat. I want to point out something important here, which is give yourself some room to work. The Cricut Foil Transfer system requires that you secure the foil using tape, which comes in the package. So you need to move that card, in this case over on the cut screen, toward the center of your mat so that you can get tape around it and make sure that you get a clean transfer that doesn't touch the tape. Let's select cardstock because that's the base material for our gift tag, and that will take us to the Set, Load, and Go screen, which is an important source of instruction. It also takes us to tip number 2, which is make sure the foil is taut. You can see as I secure the foil to the cardstock in this part of the video that I'm really stretching it across the surface of the cardstock. Some of you may be wondering why I'm using a full sheet of cardstock here, and the reason is you don't want to touch the mat with any part of your foil because it will be very difficult to remove. You can see here I'm grabbing the foil with the tape and stretching it out on all four sides tight like a drum. That will allow for a solid transfer of the foil to the cardstock. And again, this tape comes with the foil transfer sheets, and it can be reused depending on what you stick it to initially. I'll tape that last side and stretch the foil tight, and then we're going to move back to the Set, Load, and Go screen, which is really the most important source of instruction. When you're doing a complex project like this with different line types, you want to make sure that you follow the sequence in that instruction very carefully. Now let's follow those instructions. First, we'll load the fine tip, which is designated by one line on the end of it, into the foil transfer tool. We'll push that plunger in, and it's magnetic, it grabs it, and then we're going to load it into the B clamp of my Cricut Maker. Also, this tool will work with the Explorer Air 2, but it's not compatible with Cricut Joy. Next, I'll load the mat into my Cricut Maker using the load button. Once that's set, I'll press the blinking Go button on my Maker. Now my machine will foil my first heart, which will be a fine gold line on my gift tag. And you can see as it's foiling here, if you didn't make the foil taut enough using the tape and stretching it out across that cardstock, it's going to bunch up and rip here. So you can see we're getting a good transfer here because the foil is remaining in place on the cardstock. I want to highlight this next step because we'll be working with the mat while it's still in the cutting machine. This will be new to all Cricut members. Again, your primary source of instruction will be the Set, Load, and Go screen, which you can see here has been updated as we've moved through the project. The next step, according to the instruction, is to remove the gold foil. And you can see the Cricut Maker has partially ejected the mat, but it's still held in place by the rollers. I'm going to carefully remove the foil. And you can see we got a good transfer with the fine tip onto the cardstock. In case you're wondering, you can reuse this foil for another project, but only the portions that haven't been pressed into the base by the tool. Now, following the instruction from Design Space, I'll remove the tool from the B clamp, then remove the fine tip. and replace it with the bold point, which is marked by 3 lines. I'll place that back in the clamp. And now we're going to tape the silver foil color side up onto the cardstock just as we did the gold foil. Only this time, obviously, we're working while the mat is in the machine. You can see I make sure to stretch it taut on all 4 sides. Next, I'll press the blinking go button to foil my silver bold line. Once the second press is done, we'll return to the Set Load and Go screen. And you can see here it's telling us to remove the silver foil and install the fine point blade for the cut of the cardstock, which will finish our gift tag project. Now I'll remove the silver foil. You can see we got a good foil transfer. You can definitely tell the difference between the fine and the bold. And I'll remove the foil transfer tool and replace it with the fine point blade for the cut of the project. Following the sequence outlined in the Set, Load, and Go page, I'll press my blinking C button to continue the project and make my cut. Then I'll simply peel off the gift tag, and you can see we've got our finished Cricut Foil Transfer system project. Thanks for watching the official Cricut YouTube channel. Leave a comment below if you want to join the conversation, and please subscribe if you want to get notifications about new content.